don't do this with every interview I go on. Take you inside my home.
He hasn't been found guilty, he's been accused. What have you done?
Hello and thanks for your company. Today on Arts 24, we're starting with a powerful TV series that sparked an international conversation about toxic masculinity. Netflix's Adolescence is a harrowing drama about the aftermath of a young girl's murder by a male classmate that's soon to be shown in schools. It's garnered rave reviews for its performances and groundbreaking one-shot filming technique, but its most important legacy could be kick-starting societal change. Jennifer Ben-Brahim tells us more.
A British family's world falls apart as their 13-year-old son is arrested,
Dad, I haven't done anything!
accused of having murdered his female classmate. Netflix's 4-part series Adolescence is a fictional tale steeped in reality.
I'm going to start off with asking you.
Do you know a girl called Katie Leonard?
And I've seen an incident on the telly, again, where there was like quite a few young boys who stabbed young girls and taken their life. And if I'm really honest with you, it hit my heart. Do you know what I mean? And it instantly made me think, what's going on with society where this kind of thing's happening?
From a fatal stabbing of 12-year-old Ava White in 2021 to the crossbow killer Kyle Clifford, who searched online for misogynistic podcasts just hours before murdering his ex-girlfriend, as well as the Southport murderer deliberately targeting young girls, leading to some of the worst unrest in the country in over a decade. Adolescence examines the devastating and sometimes fatal consequences of online toxic masculinity, especially on young people.
I've came across it very, very frequently, to be honest, and how easily it can indoctrinate your mind.
I can definitely resonate with boys acting like that because of the school I go to.
80% of women are attracted to 20% of men. You must trick them because you'll never get them in a normal way.
Statistics show that the number of women killed, injured or threatened by a knife in the UK has more than doubled in a 5-year period, leading to a call to action by UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer. He invited the creators of Adolescence to 10 Downing Street and announced the series will be shown in secondary schools.
It has lit a touch paper, I think. This isn't something new which parents and children are discovering for the first time. It's very real and raw, because it is shining a torch on something which we all know has been there and growing for some time.
Sounding the alarm, as more and more boys and young men turn to influencers like the self-proclaimed misogynist Andrew Tate, or social media platforms promoting incel culture.
You look at what the women's movement has done. We have empowered women. We can talk about our emotions. We have very tight-knit communities, but there isn't that kind of cultural information and support for young boys. And so into this void, the only people who step forward are people on the far right and in the manosphere, like Andrew Tate. And ostensibly, what he offers is what young boys want. They want to be told how to be men. It's basically down to you need to become very fit, you need to invest in cryptocurrency, and you need to blame any problems in your life on wokery and women. We need to make sure our communities have support for boys.
Adolescence launched the week that the UK put into action its Online Safety Act. Platforms like Instagram and TikTok must safeguard against harmful content or face a fine. A survey by the UK's Children's Commissioner found that half of the 13-year-olds surveyed had reported seeing hardcore misogynistic, pornographic material on social media.
Adolescence has already been watched by nearly 100 million households, putting it in Netflix's top 10 most viewed English language series of all time. Next then, Donald Trump has shocked the cultural world with his latest executive order, calling for the country's Smithsonian institutions to promote what he calls American greatness or face funding cuts. This includes the African American History Museum, the Natural History Museum and the American Art Museum, currently hosting an exhibition called The Shape of Power, Stories and Race and American Sculpture. Jennifer Ben-Brahim tells us more.
A study on how sculpture has shaped and reflected attitudes and understandings about race in the United States. These 82 artworks are on show at the Smithsonian American Art Museum in Washington, D.C. A groundbreaking exhibition that could soon be a thing of the past, as US President Donald Trump signs an executive order eliminating what he calls anti-American ideology.
Once widely respected as a symbol of American excellence and a global icon of cultural achievement, the Smithsonian Institution has in recent years come under the influence of a divisive, race-centered ideology. We will restore the Smithsonian Institution to its rightful place as a symbol of inspiration and American greatness.
The Smithsonian Institution operates 21 museums, libraries, research centres and even a national zoo, with around 17 million visitors last year.
I would hate to see the quality of our exhibits go down due to an idea that it's unpatriotic to show the actual history of our country.
I'm pretty horrified that we are living in a world where our president is trying to actively dismantle a lot of opportunities for people to be educated and aware of other cultures and perspectives.
This country is made up of all races, all cultures, and all diversity, and they're trying to take it away.
60% of the Smithsonian Institution's budget comes from federal funding. President Trump has tasked Vice President J.D. Vance with cutting any budget for exhibitions or programs that promote what he deems as woke left-wing ideologies.
Individually,
such as stopping the Future American Women's History Museum from celebrating the achievements of the transgender community.
I think it's tragic for someone who is a historian. You know, that's what we do, is we try to understand the past. And probably the worst crime against history is to remove evidence from the past.
US President Donald Trump is continuing his efforts to reshape the cultural landscape. Shortly after taking office, he fired the board of the Kennedy Center for Performing Arts and installed himself as chairman, leading to an outcry from the cultural world and a wave of performance cancellations.
Next then, the Michelin Guide has unveiled its top-ranked restaurants for this year. The French institution has awarded 68 new stars, including a prized third star to 2 French chefs. It brings the number of 3-starred restaurants in France to 31. The 2025 edition also includes 9 new 2-star eateries. Vedika Bal takes a look at the list of winners.
Carrying forward a renowned gastronomic heritage, these 2 French chefs have joined the highest and most coveted category of 3 Michelin stars, according to the 2025 guide. For Christopher, the son of double Michelin-starred chef Richard Coutenceau, he's bringing back the 3rd star his restaurant lost 2 years ago.
It's the Holy Grail. It's like a rugby player winning a World Cup or a European Cup. These are moments that will remain engraved in our heads, in our hearts and in our history.
He's not the only one following in his father's footsteps. Seafood specialist Hugo Rollinger also has a father acclaimed in French gastronomy.
20 years later, we're back with 3 stars. So it's a great source of pride, I think, with a lot of humility. It changes everything, but at the same time, it doesn't change anything. We'll stay true to ourselves.
Among the notable winners was Philippe Etchebest, gaining a 2nd star for his restaurant Maison Nouvelle in Bordeaux, joining the club of the 68 restaurants in France who earned the culinary badge of honour. 57 of those were restaurants' 1st stars. For those who were demoted, the news was announced in advance. After 44 years at the top, chef Georges Blanc's restaurant in Vonesse lost its 3rd star. The Michelin Guide, the famous red gastronomic Bible, still makes and breaks reputations within the culinary world. Of the 50 countries worldwide covered, France has the highest number of Michelin-endorsed restaurants with 654 total stars.
Finally, tributes are flooding in for Batman and Top Gun actor Val Kilmer. He died of pneumonia aged 65 on Tuesday in Los Angeles. Cara Scarlett takes a look back at his life and career.
A homegrown Hollywood actor who was praised for his extraordinary range. Val Kilmer first started acting in high school, but shot to fame years later in Top Gun, a military drama about Navy fighter pilots in training, playing a rival to Tom Cruise.
I don't like you because you're unsafe. That's right. I am dangerous.
His talent earned him the leading role in Oliver Stone's 1991 film The Doors, in which he gave a stylized performance of the charismatic Jim Morrison.
The god of rock. I'm the poet and you're my muse.
That's just my game.
Other notable roles include gunfighter Doc Holliday in the bloody western Tombstone.
I didn't think you had it in you. I'm your huckleberry.
This ushered in Kilmer's highest-profile years. In 1995, he co-starred with Al Pacino and Robert De Niro in the crime drama Heat. Then, in Batman Forever, he took on the title role and played alongside Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey. Freak! The film was received tepidly by critics, though, and Kilmer pulled out of the next Batman movie. The actor went on to have numerous spats with directors and co-stars, earning him a reputation as temperamental, intense, and sometimes egotistical. In 2014, Kilmer was diagnosed with throat cancer. He underwent radiation and chemotherapy, as well as a tracheostomy that permanently gave him a raspy voice. After this, his films included a brief cameo in the 2022 sequel, Top Gun: Maverick.
The Navy needs Maverick.
I spent decades finding my voice.
In Val, the 2021 documentary on his career, Kilmer said that he had no regrets, adding he had lost and found parts of himself he never knew existed.
And we'll leave you with a clip from that documentary, Val, from 2021. Thanks for keeping me company today. There's more news coming up on France 24 after this.
My name is Val Kilmer. I'm an actor. I've lived a magical life, and I've captured quite a bit of it.
Push the button!
I was the first guy I knew to own a video camera. I have behaved poorly.
All white! All brown! All women!
I have behaved bravely. Bizarrely to some.
How do you heal a broken heart?
I see myself as a sensitive, intelligent human being, but with the soul of a clown.